The California month-to-month rental agreement allows property owners to rent out a unit to a tenant who is financially unable to pay annual charges or is seeking a temporary agreement. Like other states, California considers oral agreements to be legal. However, landlords are always encouraged to set all the conditions, duties, and obligations of both parties in a written document. It's more secure and helps you avoid any kind of legal problems. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Santiago with DoorLoop. Now, before we get started, let me quickly remind you that I am not an attorney, so I cannot give you any legal advice or financial advice. And yes, I do work for DoorLoop. All right, that being said, let's get right into it. California month-to-month rental agreement. A California month-to-month rental agreement allows property owners and tenants to enter into a lease under state landlord-tenant laws. Therefore, both parties must uphold the contract's terms. With this type of agreement, either the landlord or the tenant can terminate the lease at any time or for any reason. Legal disclosures. A California month-to-month lease agreement is legally binding. Therefore, it must include both parties' information, such as their names, the date it becomes effective, the rent and security deposit amounts, when tenant must pay rent, and more. In addition, this document must include the following disclosures. Bedbug disclosure. Property owners must inform tenants about bedbug prevention and management. AB 1482, Just Cause Addendum. Landlords must give this information to the lessee if the rental unit is exempt from rent increase laws and the just cause. Demolition. Before signing the lease, tenants should know if the landlord has requested permission to demolish the property. Death on premises. Property owners are required to inform potential tenants about any death that occurred on the premises unless it happened 3 years before or was HIV related. Just cause. Landlords must provide the notice indicated in Section 1947.12 of the Civil Code to tenants unless the rental property meets the requirements of Section 1946.2 F3 of the Civil Code. Flood. A property owner should always inform tenants if the unit is in a flood risk area. Lead-based paint disclosure. Landlords must inform tenants about the presence of this toxic paint on the property. Megan's Law. This contract must also include a notice about specified registered sex offenders information, pursuant to Section 290.46 of the Penal Code. Ordinance locations. Tenants must be informed if the property is in a neighborhood that was used as a federal or state ordinance location. Methamphetamine contamination. Landlords must provide tenants with a copy of the remediation order if the property was contaminated with methamphetamine and was subject to this process. Shared utilities. Tenants should be informed about utility costs and how they will be divided if the unit has shared gas or electrical meters. Pest control. Lessees should receive a notice from a pest control company if the property requires these services periodically. Smoking policy. This document must state if smoking is prohibited on the property. Water submeter addendum. Landlords must fill out the California Association of Realtors Form WSM and attach it to the lease to inform tenants about water submeters use, if applicable. Toxic mold. Landlords must provide written notice if they believe there may be mold exceeding the permissible limits on the unit. When can landlords end the lease? Under California law, either party can terminate a month-to-month lease agreement. However, when the tenant has been in the property for less than a year, they're required to give at least a 30 days notice. If lessees have lived in the unit for more than 1 year, tenants and landlords must provide the other party with a 60 days notice before ending the lease. In California, a property owner can serve a termination notice in the middle of the month, but it must be written. Eviction process. This state allows property owners to evict tenants after giving a proper termination notice. If the period ends and the tenant remains in the property, landlords can start the eviction process by filing a complaint with an applicable county court. It's usually completed in 5 to 8 weeks. So that is it for now. Remember, if you want to get access to a lot more content, such as videos on real estate technology and artificial intelligence, or on commercial and residential lease agreements, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends, your team, and anyone you know in real estate. And as always, thanks for watching.